So here we have the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. This one comes in the double cab spec. Underground is the color. This is the limited trim level. And then we do have black soft-tex interior. For the powertrain, we get that new 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So we're gonna see, with this one being almost top of the line, what all you get. So as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, excuse me, and our LED fog lamps. Now the daytime running lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up, but very nice look here. One of the most notable things about having the limited trim is you get this nice chrome grille. And it really reminds me of like the Sierra Denali, is just letting you know, hey, this is the top dog right here. And it's absolutely beautiful. Now we have 2 front parking sensors integrated there. And then we do have the ones on the side as well. And the body lines to me really remind me of the older Tacomas, but at the same time, it's kind of got its own flair to it right now. Now coming around to the wheels here, these are gonna be 18-inch polished alloy. I love the look of these, and it really does go with the grille, mirrors. You can see the door handles, all of that chrome there. Now we do get passive keyless entry on the front, and one of the coolest things about the limited trim is we get these standard power deployable running boards here. So that's a nice touch, fresh from the factory. And then we get one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, power door lock controls, power mirrors. We do have blind spot monitors there. And I like the wood trim. And then I also like the use of the door panel here. You can hold 1, 2, 3 bottles. Then you have an extra pocket here, little storage there. And the JBL sound system. I'll try to include the short I made because I tested out this sound system and it really is top notch in my opinion. Over here, a few controls. We can turn those running boards on or off. Hood release. There are the pedals there. We get a manual tilt. Telescoping steering wheel here. And there's the power driver's seat. And we do get 4-way power lumbar support, which is nice. Now, I do want to give a huge thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find a vehicle in your area and you want to get the best price on one of them, just make sure you click that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out that info. And then, again, I'll get the dealers fighting to get you that best price on a new Tacoma. Now, for storage, you have quite a bit of space underneath there. And with this being just a mid-sized truck that it is, I can't, Colorados, Tacomas, Rangers, all of them are the same. I can't fit back here with my big self, but seat back pocket behind the front passenger seat. I do like that we get a 120-volt 3-prong household plug-in here, and then 2 USB-C charge ports. Bottle holders are there. And there's a look at the front from back here. And we also get a power sliding rear window, and I'll test that out when I get back to the front. Gas cap there. And one of the coolest things about this truck is you do get a power folding tailgate. Let me show you how this thing works. You come over here, lights flash, kind of does its thing, folds down. And then we do have a 120 volt back here, storage there, storage here. And what's cool is you also get a 12 volt and a USB-C charge port back here. So that's nice to have. But you come over here, hit this button again, and then she folds back up. But there's a look at the rear end itself. Your spare tire is underneath here. There's the exhaust. And you also have a bed step that you can deploy. Just put your foot there, pull it out, and then push it back in. And then another cool thing is you have this button on both sides. I would have expected it to just be on one side, but you can literally do it on either side, fold that thing up or down. So pretty neat feature. Now to the front passenger seat. Very impressed that we get power with 4-way power lumbar support. Now for the price I'm about to show you, it should come with it, but a lot of the times I'm surprisingly disappointed with how the manufacturers equip these vehicles for all this money, but Toyota didn't disappoint with that front driver's seat. Now I do love all the wood grain here, having Tacoma there, space there, USB-C charge port there. But let's take a look at this window sticker. So there's everything that you get there in terms of standard features. And then over here, a big option that you want to keep an eye out for is the adaptive variable suspension. So $395 option. And I'm going to see how this thing rides compared to the other Tacomas I've driven, because they just tend to be a bit more rough, I think, compared to the Ranger and the Colorado. Not by much, but just noticeable. Now back to the front end, gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 2.4 liter I-Force turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So I love the thick padding of this leather wrap steering wheel here. Very nice. Love the horn sound. Now over here to the radio, we do get a bigger screen here with this being the limited. So Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Apple Music, Amazon Music, then AM, FM, XM. The vehicle settings are in here. You just get your trip information and then your vehicle alerts. And then in your settings here, you can toggle the Bluetooth, as well as in your general settings, you can change your units of measurement and language. And you do that just by hitting this here. You can change your consumption settings, then you can change your language here. Or you can just, again, have it set to automatically, and that's what controls your measurements. And then you also have the navigation subscription, which is pretty much standard across almost every brand now. But down here, dual zone automatic climate controls. We get 3-stage heated and cooled front seats, and then the heated steering wheel toggle is there. Pretty easy to control everything, and I like that you can go back and forth with these buttons. So fan speed, up, down, and then like the defroster, you can hit either way. So I like that. You don't see that a lot in vehicles. Hazard buttons right there, and then you can just turn this knob to adjust that temperature. Volume knob is here, and then you can click that to mute. Again, if you want to see a sound system test, I'll try to include the video. It'll be under my shorts, and I test this system out to its capacity. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then over here, we do have the bird's eye view. One of my favorite options here is being able to use the bed view camera. And on a mid-sized truck, I just find that pretty impressive. Even though this is top of the line, it's nice to see that we have the same features that I would expect in a fully loaded Tundra. Now down here, we have our wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C charge ports. You can kind of let your phone hang out in the second spot while it's charging. 12 volt here. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake hold here. 4-wheel drive controls. You just take this and you can turn it that way. And then you have a lot of drive modes. So you can go through Comfort, Eco, Normal, Sport S, Sport Plus, Custom. And then you have your tow haul mode as well. So in the tow haul, you just click the button here. We have the trailer backup guide. Hit this camera. That's the view you get there. Auto stop toggle is here. And then to put this thing in a gear, just grab the lever, pull down, reverse, neutral drive, come over here, manually shift. Rear camera mirror is here. We have our universal garage door transmitter embedded there, and then our settings here for the camera. Sunglasses holder. We do get the power moonroof, so we can adjust that up and down, open and close. And then this is for the power rear window. I'm gonna show the sunroof first. And there's that, one touch. Hit it a second time, goes all the way behind the shade. And then that's how we open and shut that sliding rear window. And I like that that one seems pretty fast. It's faster than I'm used to. Both the sunroof and the power rear window, actually. Fold this down. Impressive we get a nice white dome light there, or reading light, excuse me, in this vanity mirror. And then, almost missed that, we get a heads-up display as well. So pretty nice. Now back to the steering wheel itself. Blinkers are behind. We have our auto, low beams, daytime running lights off, fog light toggles there. And then over here we do get our windshield wipers, one time off, intermittent low, high. Then we can adjust that frequency of the intermittent wiper there. Sorry for the glare. Pull up here for that front wiper fluid. And then over here, we can go through our settings when applicable. It's using these arrows right in here. And then phone button, volume, voice recognition. And then we do have the safety sense 3.0, I believe. So we can set lane tracing assist, adaptive cruise, lane keeping system, all of that, using all these buttons here. And then we can go through our audio sources here, or track list radio station presets there. Trailer brake controller right here, push button start. Finally, here's the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this 24 Tacoma Limited, the adaptive variable suspension, it's still, I don't know what it is about the Tacoma, but I just feel like I have a little more play in the suspension than any other vehicle. Even on this stretch of road here, I've driven the Frontier, and depending on what vehicle you're in, this road can feel really rocky or it can feel very smooth. And right now I'm just getting a lot of bump in the bottom of my seat here. Now the overall driving, it's very easy to drive. Not feeling like the steering wheel is being taken over by the road, but it's just, I can feel everything as I go over this, even with this variable suspension. Now it feels exactly the same to me like when I drove the last Tacoma, and that one was a TRD Sport. So the ride feels very similar. Now I'm assuming the variable suspension might vary based on what drive mode you're in. So I'm gonna put it into the comfort mode and let's see if that makes a difference. So I will say the bumps feel a bit more diminished. It could all be in my head, but it feels better, but there's not a huge, and keep in mind these roads are industrial roads, so literally you can see all the trucks and factories around here. This isn't the smoothest road on the planet, but I still would expect this to not have me feeling as much on the road. Like literally my voice is kind of vibrating as I drive down here. Not really something that bothers me, but it's something that I feel would bother a lot of people, because I just feel like the Ranger and the Colorado have a smoother ride. Not by much, but again, it's noticeable. And the Tacomas have always kind of felt like that to me. I just feel like they're a bit rougher. I will say the Frontier Pro 4X, I feel like that is rougher than this. Like that rides like a lifted truck to me. But I feel like the standard Frontier has the best ride over all of the mid-size trucks. But what do you get with the Tacoma? You do get the more updated look here. I like the design. I like how they did the interior, especially on this fully loaded Limited. Love the bigger screen, the AC controls, even things like the shifter where they put the charging pad, steering wheel. Everything just feels premium in this. And then just like having a heads-up display for this money, I feel like is a pretty good deal with what you get here compared to Nissan, GMC, Chevy. And then Ford as well. But the rear camera mirror is a nice touch. I don't remember seeing that. I'm sure it is an option, but maybe just the vehicles I've driven, I don't remember having a rear camera mirror in those trucks. Specifically the Ranger, I don't remember. Knowing the Canyon Denali, might have something like that, but I don't know if I reviewed that either. I review a lot of cars, so it's hard to keep up, but I will say where the road kind of smoothed out a little bit, this feels much better. Like when it's smooth, but when there are bumps, I feel every single bump. I can see them coming up. Boom, boom. Now I'm gonna try to give myself some space to put this thing in a sport mode, and I'm gonna give it a run. I'm not gonna floor it just because this only has 36 miles on it, but I am gonna give it some throttle. And you know what? We'll just put it in the Sport Plus. So relatively quick, I'm gonna try and get around this truck if possible because no one's coming. Shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it. And that was probably the safest thing I could have done, honestly, because he was not trying to go and no one was trying to get over. But anyways, power is good. I like the iForce Max hybrid engine. Just a bit better, just having that electric motor torque there. It's always helpful. But I mean, the Turbo 4 does a pretty good job regardless. As you can probably tell by my camera though, again, I just don't know what it is about this ride, but it's just very, very rocky. So I have lane centering on, lane tracing, whatever you want to call it, adaptive cruise. And again, even on this smoother road, I still feel the bumps, but it's not intrusive at all. Not bothersome. But it's just something about the Tacomas, how they've always been. They just have they have a rougher exterior. They don't try to feel luxurious by any means in terms of the ride quality. And I think that's what a lot of people want in a mid-sized truck anyway. But I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this truck today. Again, I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out that info, and I'll make sure the dealers in your area are fighting to get you that best price on one of these new Tacomas. But overall, for the money, and it is a steep price, it's 55 grand. But compared to the competition, I do feel like you get quite a bit with this Tacoma, from the looks to the power tailgate, having the bigger screen, heated and cooled seats with the heated steering wheel, the Safety Sense 3.0. You just get so much here. And it's really hard to complain when you get something that's this nice. Somebody got busted back there big time. But very impressed with this truck. Ride quality could use some work, but I'm not really a mid-sized truck guy, so for a lot of people it probably doesn't. It probably helps this thing handle a bit more. But one thing I can say is Toyota did get this interior down, in my opinion. They did get the exterior down. The biggest thing, like with every Toyota that's out right now, going from those naturally aspirated V6 and those V8s to these turbocharged engines, how are these gonna hold up? That's the big question. I will say they are a bit more fun to drive in my opinion, but reliability is Toyota's strong suit, so let's see how they handle that. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Toyota Tacoma in a limited trim level.